Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming today my very first planning video. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I thought the start of September would be a good time to do that. I'm going to go over today how I do my Powersheets prep work with you. I don't know, most of you probably haven't heard of Powersheets. It's how I do all of my goal planning. And they have a monthly section that you fill out each month, so I was going to go through and show you guys that. They are doing a release in a couple months of their 2019 Powersheets, so I thought it was good timing to show this to you guys and show how I stay on top of all of my goals while being a mama to a toddler and pregnant with our second. So let's get started. These are my Powersheets from last month. I didn't do extremely well on keeping up with them, but I do feel like they definitely helped me. So now I'm going to do the month in review page. This page goes over all of the goals that you set for the previous month and how you feel you did and what you want to work on for the next month. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, so as I start this month in review, I like to flip back and look at my goals from the month that I've just finished to kind of see where I landed. The top box on this page asks for what you're especially grateful for this month. The two below that talk about someone that you're grateful for and why. The next one is that you're choosing grace over guilt about what, and I find that one a really important one, just because I feel like as moms especially, but just women in general, we have a lot of things that society tells us we're supposed to be doing or how good we're supposed to be at something, and choosing to give ourselves grace over something that we maybe didn't complete or didn't do exactly in the timeline that we hoped we would. Instead of guilt over not completing that task is a really positive mindset. So I really like that box. And then the rest of them are about goals that are going well, a favorite memory, a good lesson, and then what you're saying yes and no to in the following month. So I have fun filling this one out. I feel like it's a good way to start off each month and kind of look at where you've been so that you know where you want to go in the month coming up. Next page that you work on in your Powersheets is one that says prepare well. So it has 3 columns. The first one is on my calendar. The second one is important to-dos, and the third one is I'm excited for, and then you choose a word for your month, or one focal goal for the month. So I feel like this is a really good way to start off each month. I know, like in the beginning of January of each year, everyone has like all of this intentionality and they're all amped up about setting their goals and making things happen, and I think that Coda and all are fighting. So I think that this is a good way to come back to that, and you can look back to what you said in January when you were all pumped up about the new year and kind of see where you are, where you're headed, what's changed, and what you want to focus on this month. So it helps take my yearly word and break it out into monthly words so that I can really focus hard on what I want to achieve. So I'm going to get started on filling this one out, and then I will let you know what I write down on all of these spaces. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to say before I start. I always have my planner close by, so this is my monthly, weekly planner that I use so that I can kind of see important dates that we have going on and kind of match everything up and have it all correspond. It works out really well so that you have it all tied together and you have one cohesive system instead of having like planners and goals and everything all over the place. You can kind of make it all work together. So always have your planner nearby. So for this prepare well session in the on my calendar section, I like to do any important dates that I already know of for the month ahead. So this month, for example, we have a friend's anniversary that I didn't want to forget, so that I make sure I mail them a gift. And then I have 3 OB appointments already on the calendar for this month. I have our baby sprinkle, a family wedding, our 3-year wedding anniversary, and then a hair appointment. So that's what I'm writing in that first column, is all of the dates that I need to remember. In the second column, it goes for important to-dos. So I have prep for baby boy. We're super behind on preparing for him, so that's top of my list for sure. And then I have continue to create content for YouTube, grow my business, and meal prep and plan for baby boy's arrival, because I want to make sure I have plenty of frozen meals for when he does come so that we are all set. And the third and final column on this sheet is what you're excited for this month. So on this column I have our anniversary, countdown to baby boy, Maddie becoming a big sister, making tons of progress on my goals, and date nights, because those are one of our main focuses this month for sure. Okay, so this next page is the blank page that I'm going to use as my kind of inspiration board, just to kind of go over all of my goals. So I do this once I'm done filling out all of the other sheets, because I feel like it really ties everything together and gives me something to look at each month, or each day of the month, that really drives me forward and moves me towards each of my goals. This next one is called Let It Go. This one I feel like is super, super almost like therapeutic for you. It asks you to clear your mental and heart clutter, and so you write the thing that's been weighing on your mind the most, and then down here you just use this space to write everything else that you're worried about, your fears, your stresses, all of that. So it really is good to get it all out on paper and feel like you can see it in front of you, and then you can kind of work through it and unpack it and make sure that you're tackling the things that are really stressing you out, so that you don't have those stresses or fears anymore. I feel like it's been really beneficial for me. It might not be that way for everybody, but I really do think like this has been super beneficial. So I'm going to fill this out, but I'm not going to share this with you guys. I feel like this is one of those personal pages that just kind of gets messy. And so I will fill this out, and then we will move on to the next page. For the Make What Matters Most section of the monthly prep, I like to flip back to the month before and see which goals I might have pushed off to work on in the following month, or which goals I didn't really complete as well as I should have, so that I can include those in this month's goals, or just the ones that I feel like are important to continue working on throughout the entire year. So I flip back and forth to make sure that I'm consistent and that I'm following up on anything that needs kind of some more attention than it had in the previous month. I like to write out all of my goals in sort of a brain dump fashion on this page, so that I can really just get everything out there and then start to break it down into what I want to really focus on this month, what could possibly be pushed off until October, and just kind of focus on exactly what I want to get out of September, especially with the baby coming. It's going to be a busy month, and one that I want to make sure that I get a lot of things done, so that once he's here we can enjoy the newborn snuggles and just spend quality time as a family. So with that being said, I am filling out all of my monthly goals for September right here, and once I'm done with that, I like to divide them into monthly, weekly, and daily goals. This is something that is kind of prompted in the Powersheets, but I do like to do it because it helps with filling out the tending list, which you see on the next page, which is what you look at on a daily basis to check off your progress. And plus, dividing them that way really does help to quantify them as to how often you should be working on them, when you want to complete them, and all of that stuff. So I really think that this page is helpful in creating goals that are achievable and goals that really make what matters most happen in your life, so that you know what to focus on and you aren't just randomly trying to fill your day with things that you think are important. Now you will see me transferring over all of my weekly, daily, and monthly goals onto my tending list. The tending list, I think I've already said this, but it is the part of the Powersheets that allows you to kind of check your daily, check things off daily, so that you're able to stay up with all of your goals. I think it's the reason that these Powersheets work the best, is that it does have kind of some daily reminders for you, and just the ability to check these things off every single day creates habits and creates intentions to really stick to them and keep them in the forefront of your mind, because as women we are definitely busy and have tons of things going on. So having this in writing every single month to look back on is really, really helpful, and I think really beneficial to be able to stick to your goals, create me time for yourself, and just stay positive all around, because we all know we could use a little help in that department. Okay, so I just finished this page. Up in this top part where it says encouraging words, I did 2 quotes that I feel really motivated by this month. So I did Made for More, which isn't really a quote, I guess, but it's from Rachel Hollis, and it just means that you can always accomplish more. You're always made to do more than you think you could. It's just really inspiring. If you want more backstory behind that, definitely check out her book, Girl Wash Your Face. It goes into all of that detail, but it's really inspiring to think that, where you're at now, you're just made for more than. So you always want to keep striving and keep working hard, because you're not at the end yet, and there's always more. And then the other one is other people's opinion of you are none of your business. So this one has really hit home. I've always been someone who's worried about other people's opinion, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's always been something that's been in the back of my mind, and it's one of the things that I don't like about myself, and one of the things that I'm trying to work on the most about myself. So I feel like having that front and center on this sheet that I look at every single day will help me to remember that as long as I stay true to myself and my beliefs, and I put positive things out there and encourage others, that other people's opinions really don't matter to me and are none of my business, because that's just what they think, and if they want to have negative opinions, then so be it. So I like both of those up there. And then this top part is monthly goals. So I have my monthly goals, and then you can fill in your progress on those monthly goals. And then weekly goals, and it has weeks 1 through 5, so you can check mark those when you accomplish those. And then daily goals, and one for each day of the week, so that you can check those off when you do them. So I like to keep this on like my nightstand, and then I'll move it out to the kitchen during the day, or just keep it in my room, and that way I can kind of check in and see where I'm at, and it helps me stay focused on what I should be working towards instead of letting myself get distracted by the things that don't really matter. Okay guys, so I thought I would walk you through my progress in the Powersheets to show you exactly how it looks, and move on from there. So here is the start of September. So here is the first sheet. It goes over on my calendar, important to-dos, and I'm excited for, and then my one focal goal or word for this month. I know that's not one word, but it's something that I'm dedicated to focusing on. This page will become kind of my inspiration board. So I do pictures or quotes or just anything here that will inspire me this month once all my goals are set. This is my Let It Go page, so that you can move on and make sure that you get some of those things off of your heart. This one is my Make What Matters Happen this month. It goes over all of the things that I want to accomplish this month, and then I broke them down into monthly, weekly, and daily goals so that I can transfer them over to this page. This is what they call a tending list, meaning this is what you will tend to each day of the month, and throughout the month you'll be able to work on your monthly goals, your weekly goals, and your daily goals. So then after this, there's another blank sheet that you can use for whatever you would like. And then the month in review, which I went over at the beginning of the video for August, I'll do at the end of September. And then we move on to fall. And at the beginning of each season, there's kind of a different set of things that you go through. So if it's something that interests you to see what that looks like, definitely leave me a comment below so that I know, and I can do a video on that when we get to that point in October. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed watching my power sheet prep work for this month. It's something that I really enjoy doing, and I think could be beneficial to a lot of moms or women, or just girl bosses out there who are looking to accomplish their goals and set intentions for each month. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family, and I will see you in my next video.